Okay, I've been getting questions about what build I used for the rank 1 clear, and I'm going to show off some other builds too. I tried to make Diablo 3 planners for them, but for some reason, anytime I would change the item stats or anything, nothing would stick. And I kind of like showing the actual items I have instead of the ones in the planner, because the ones in the planner, I mean, you can put in all your stats manually, but it considers every item like primal when you slot it in, which is fine, because it'll show you like what the max potential of the build is, but I'd rather just show the gear. So for the rank 1 clear, I used Fear the Ancients. I don't think this is optional. I think you need to pick this. It's the only ancient set of shoulders that like synergizes with your ancients, and it pretty much gives you like your fear will never ever go down because they generate fear when they hit stuff. So um, Leoric's Crown. Sadly, this doesn't work with the Sliver of Terror. I thought it did. I thought it was going to be insane, but it doesn't. Um, I think it only doubles like the first stat on here, like life. I think it gives me like 40 some life, but it only doubles the first stat listed. And this is the season theme, so if you're non-season, you don't know what these gems are. You won't see them in non-season. You also won't see them after the season ends. But yeah, this is the Sliver of Terror. This is like the first one I rolled, and it's insane. It's got like everything I want: cooldown, resource, and the Ring of Fire. So I rolled this, the first one I rolled during the season, and it was like already pretty good. The only change I would make is instead of life, I wish I had strength, but sure. Cinder Coat. Um, I would like a primal one of this too. It would just give me 1% more fire damage and 1% more like total damage because in this build, anytime you reduce the cost of HoTA, you actually increase your damage by 1% because it gets more crit the more fear you have. Of course, in the armor, always diamonds for the resist. This is like the first ancient I found during the season. It's kind of insane. Um, you only do squirts so that when you get a shield, you do shield is like equal to power. It just doubles your damage. Um, Squirts is a really good pick here. Um, in the planner, it always has you have the braces of the first men on, which is fine. I cubed mine because I wanted the full 500%. Obviously, if you get a primal of either of these, you put the opposite on, and then you cube the non-primal one. But this pair is insane. It's got I rerolled fire skill in like one click, and even the life per hit is good on here because HoTA attacks so fast that it's just free healing. The Witching Hour. I had to reroll this one a lot to get it to be not only ancient but have like decent stats, like max attack speed, almost max crit hit damage, strength. This Witching Hour is actually insane now that I'm looking at it again. But yeah, you want basic crit hit damage and attack speed is what matters here, and you want them both to be maxed. Stone Gauntlets, mine are really bad. I think I clicked once and got 10% crit, so that's what I picked. You obviously want the 8% cooldown on here. Nothing else matters. Crit's nice, crit helps, but what you're really looking for is the cooldown reduction. Um, Found this is actually after my clear, but concept is the same. Convention of Elements for the big fire rotation. Once you get everything stacked together, whenever it hits fire, you pop like, I mean, me personally, I got a numb lock, so my stuff's always pressing, but you want to go ape shit whenever you get fire rotation come up. And these rolls are perfect, except for obviously my augment, but um, strength crit cooldown. You might want crit hit damage instead of strength at like really high paragons. I'm talking like 5k plus, but this one's actually perfect for me right now. I primalized a Band of Might because it's really hard to find. Um, I would recommend too if you don't find a primal Band of Might, like within the first week, this is what you go in your cube and make primal. Is this again strength, crit, cooldown. Again, perfect. The only thing you'd re-roll later on is the strength to crit hit damage, but again at like 5k Paragon. Blackthorns, the stats on these don't matter at all. It's the only set item you can wear in the whole build, because it's a Legacy of Dreams build. Basically, you can't wear a set, but does the only stat that matters is fire skills do more damage. You could literally have like intelligence on here. When I mean, obviously you get a little more damage from strength, but all you really need to find is one that says fire skills deal more, and obviously ancient for the synergy with Legacy of Dreams. But yeah, fire damage is the only thing that matters there. My Remorseless is insane. This dropped. This is like my second ancient I found during the season. It has nearly a perfect roll on the multiplier, and I think I clicked once and got this cool and 10% cooldown. The only thing that could be better on here is I wish it said poison damage instead of arcane, so that it synergized with its own gem. As far as the gem essence of anguish, all you're looking for is fire skills deal more, and the death blow triggers to everything around, because this build doesn't really have much area damage, and the more and more area damage you put in here, its area damage is the best stat for this build. Actually, the issue is you want cooldown more, because it's more important that you have these two up all the time to get the big multiplier from this. So maybe way later when you're starting to get primal items and stuff, you re-roll, like when you find one that already has cooldown on it, then you roll something to air damage. But again, I put this together just to push to get the rank 1, and then I was done for the season. I just speed farm now. A lot of the planners for some reason have illusory boots here, but you can already move unhindered through enemies because of the altar during the season. Now, if this was non-season, I would wear illusory boots here. However, during the season, Ice Climbers was way better, because now I can literally, if there's a Frozen affix guy, it's free. I can just stand there. Like, Frozen Pulse and Frozen don't do anything to me anymore. I just can just stand there and hammer them. It doesn't matter. And I found a Primal Ancient Echoing Fury. This, again, was after my clear, so HoTA's, for me, has gotten even stronger. I've cleared up like 143 with it. Again, I wish the only change I would make here is I wish the main roll was poison damage, but I don't think Echoing Fury ever rolls that way. I think it always rolls flat damage. I had to roll the strength off here into cooldown, which sucks, but all the other stats, I mean, it's a primal, so it's pretty much perfect anyway. The only thing it could have rolled better is instead of like attack speed, I think it always rolls attack speed too. So I don't think there's any room on this one. I think you have to roll the strength to cooldown, and then just get your strength through Paragon levels. That's pretty much the build. Oh, and Stone Gauntlets is because you're always Wrath of the Berserker, so the negative effect, you're always immune to it. It just gives you 200% armor, and it doesn't actually make you slower. It doesn't slow down your attack speed either, because Wrath actually makes you immune to the effects of the Stone Gauntlets. Other items, obviously you want the Gavel of Judgment in the cube. This is just because it's a huge multiplier, and it makes sure that your hammer, you always are max fury. For some reason, hammer, when you pick the smash rune, which you should, because it's a fire build, the smash rune makes the area of effect like smaller, so you're like, I swear you always hit 3 or fewer enemies. I think you can only hit like 2 enemies, and then your air damage multiplies it out, but I'm pretty sure this always works. Like, you just always get the fury back. An obsidian ring. This is a requirement. Again, if you have primal of either of these, you swap it for the obsidian ring. The obsidian ring has to be either on you or in the cube. This is a completely not-optional for this build. This resets your cooldowns like constantly. And I guess let's do like a 130 or something. The build is really fun. I switched out what's the word I'm looking for here? I switched out Warcry for Spear because when I speed farm with this, I want to just be grabbing things. You don't have to do that. It's not a requirement. Um, yeah, the main playstyle is basically you just stand here and hammer stuff, and then always make sure you're pressing your cooldowns or whatever. It's gonna be kind of hard because I didn't quite make sure I had everything set up right before I started, but uh, yeah, no, it's fun. You just stand here, you hammer stuff. This build is extremely tanky. You don't really have to do anything except for uh, every few seconds you need to stop to keep a band of might, and then Wrath of the Berserker, which resets constantly. Um, and then because of the Echoing Fury, when you kill some stuff, um, you get huge attack speed bonus. So the main thing to remember is always what I do is I have a mouse with a bunch of buttons on it. I just bind one button to number one and then just hold it down. That's how I hammer constantly. I just have it on my mouse. That's also why I don't put the skills left and right click because I've done testing and it seems like actually just holding down the key is faster than spamming the key. So once again, you just run. It doesn't matter. This rift is really bad. Um, Here's the thing you want to do. You during your running this, you want to watch your Diablo stacks because you want to always pop it on an elite, which I might not do here. I'm not sure. I don't even know if this is 20 enemies or not. And again, I switched to spear because I should actually be pulling things into me. I'm not going to run this because the density is so bad that I can't even do anything. I'm going to go back to town and talk about one more thing. I have to do Paragon and passives. I have to go over. And I almost died because I was trying to run away from those guys, but I don't want to do that rift with no density. Followers always the same. Gears, whatever. I do actually recommend this season you give your follower a weapon with the poison damage because she can actually proc your Essence of Anguish. I just give her like all the stuff you'd normally give a follower. However, I've noticed in the past Charm, if she uses it on Elite, that's bad because it makes the Elite like run like away and it messes you up. Templar Repulse is bad too, but it's better than Charm. Again, Prophetic Harmony, more cooldown. I use Powered Shield just because it's actually just more armor. And I like the cheat death because if I do have a pull of like 500 things on me, I like so they can't just kill me. I have a cheat death. I'm pretty sure the attack speed's probably better for this build, but I don't like dying, so especially losing my stacks and whatever. Okay, last thing. Paragon, obviously, max these three. If you get to level 800, you get all these for free. Core is the only one that matters, and you actually want max Fury. Movement speed up to whatever you need. Max Fury actually helps this build because it increases the critical strike chance by like 50% of HoTA. It's dumb. Yeah, get Max Fury and then put the rest in strength. And skills, you want Call of the Ancients together as one because it just halves the damage you take. These guys are always alive, or they're not always alive. It's not like a Mortal King set, but you pretty much press this anytime it's off cooldown. Just because you always want your guys no matter what. Wrenching Stomp because it pulls stuff together. Hammer of the Ancients, Smash is the only option because it's fire. Again, I picked Spear. We can talk about this in a second. Battle Rage Bloodshed, always. This is more area damage, and again, it just makes it so you can fight the stuff around you. And Wrath of the Berserker Insanity. Doesn't matter actually what you pick here because with the Mortrix Brace, you get all of these. Ruthless, Rampage, Berserker's Rage, Boon of Volcathos. The only one I can see you being a little flexible with is Berserker's Rage. It's 25% more damage. But I was thinking on my pushes I might go like Relentless or maybe even another Cheek Death. You lose 25% damage, but you gain a Cheek Death, or you gain, like, if you're low, pretty much once you hit 35% health, you become, like, immortal, because it halves your damage you take again. So, maybe Berserker Rage is flexible, but I don't think so, because you're always capped on Fairy, so this is free damage. Again, maybe way later Gons, you want something like, Cheat Death or something, I don't know. Oh, let's talk about the Ancient Spear. I like to use it to group things together. But during my clear, I used Warcry Veteran's Warning because the dodge chance is insane. This just allows you to actually it generates Fury, which is okay. It gives you a bunch of armor, but the real thing is dodge chance. Between Wrath of the Berserker and this, you literally have 50% dodge chance. That means half of everything that's hitting you just does 0 damage. For some reason, dodge in this game still has no DR, or if it does have diminishing returns, it's very low. So this makes you like beyond super tanky when you use Warcry. I would recommend Warcry when you're pushing. Another thing to talk about, Whirlwind. I'm gonna say actually, if you're doing way late in the season, if you're doing 150s, I would actually use Whirlwind because this can stack Stricken on the boss every 0.1 second, which I'm actually gonna try on stream in a bit. But basically, this makes it so the boss is actually killable. You pick Dust Devils because I guess you can also Dust Devils has this weird thing where it makes the enemies continue to follow you even if they're like off your screen. So most build planners you're gonna see are this setup again because you can group everything together with Whirlwind, and then it basically makes the boss possible because of Bane of the Stricken. Basically, Bane of the Stricken, you do at max rank, you can do 2.3% more damage every stack, and you can get like 100 stacks in like 10 seconds with Whirlwind. So, yeah, that's what makes the boss possible. On my clear, I didn't do it because I wanted to see if I could get rank 1 with just HoTA and no like support skills or anything. So that's the items for this build. Again, the only real big change I would make is if you're playing non-season, I would put illusory boots here, but Ice climbers are insane in the season. They make you immune to frost. Okay, peace.